Election headquarters. Here's Fred Childers with This Week in Louisiana Politics.
Good Sunday morning to you. I'm Fred Childers. Thanks for joining us for This Week in Louisiana Politics on your local election headquarters. And if you're tuning in for election results, well, you came to the right place. The Louisiana state government will be seeing a vast difference from the last 8 years. This election season, Republicans swept all the statewide races, and they take a supermajority of both the House and the Senate. Now let's recap Louisiana's Attorney General's race from last night. In this runoff, Republican Liz Murrill faced off with Democrat Lindsey Cheek. Murrill winning that race with ease. She came away with 66% of the vote. Here's what she had to say after her early and decisive victory.
When I entered this race, I promised to protect families and our future and our freedom, because these things are important to me. I know they are important to you. I know they are important to everyone in our state. Tonight, I'm so humbled, and I'm honored that the people of our state have chosen me to represent you and us and to fight for you, because I really don't know how to do it any other way. We have a campaign slogan. We've had it all along. Does anybody know what it is? You can't win if you don't fight. So, but I take the responsibility of being the chief legal officer of our state, of being the attorney general, I take it very seriously. It's not a responsibility that I take lightly.
Now, Murrill ran her campaign largely on fighting crime. While it is not a major part of that office, she is trying to expand its scope to tackle the issue. The handpicked ally of Jeff Landry has worked as his right-hand woman for the last 8 years. Now, under the treasurer's race, Republican John Fleming faced off with Democrat Dustin Granger. Fleming is a former congressman who also served as ranking position in the Trump administration. He was challenged by Granger, who was a financial advisor in Lake Charles. Granger performed well in the primary, but the most vote-getting Democrat in all he was the most vote-getting Democrat in all the races. But Fleming won handily, and here's what he had to say.
And we're just delighted with the results. It's one thing to be elected to be the state treasurer. That's a very important office. But more importantly, we're seeing the state come together, and we're going to have a unified government that's going to take us forward and catch up with states around us that have been ascending and leaving us behind. So I'm delighted tonight with the results, and many of the other really strong candidates have come in very well as well, winning their races as we have. Oh, they're so important. Experience and depth and understanding. Learning about the economy nationwide certainly is applicable to the state of Louisiana, what I learned there. But also, I built a lot of businesses before I ever went to Congress, still employ over 350 Louisianans today, make big payrolls, and that's very important. Both a private sector and public sector experience and understanding, I think, will be very, very helpful in serving as your next treasurer in Louisiana.
Granger only received 35% of the vote, while Fleming took home 65%. On to the Secretary of State's race, Republican Nancy Landry won with 67% of the vote, beating Democrat Gwen Collins Greenup. Turning first to Nancy Landry, who has served under current Secretary of State Kyle Ardoin. Nancy was endorsed by former President Donald Trump. Landry says she is the best fit to lead the state to finding a new voting system that has been in need for several years.
And to all of you here and throughout the state who helped us and supported us in this campaign and who put in money, time, and effort to help, I thank you for the trust you've placed in me. I promise that I'll work hard every day to make Louisiana #1 in election integrity, and to cut red tape and to oversee an agency that seeks to provide exceptional customer service for our constituents. I look forward to working with a fresh crop of conservative leaders, from our new governor to our legislature and our partners at the local level. We have lots of work to do, but I promise I will not let you down.
Landry is familiar with the office. She served as First Assistant Secretary under Kyle Ardoin.
I wouldn't rule it out. because things always happen. It's possible that soon-to-be Secretary of State Landry might ascend to another position. So I wouldn't rule it out, but what I would say is for the time being, I'm going to continue being an attorney, an accountant, and a small business owner, working in our communities across the state in my law firms. And I will contribute and serve in any way that I see where I'm needed.
Comments from Gwen Collins Greenup there. This is the second time Collins Greenup ran for and ended up in a runoff for this seat. Again, this time unsuccessful. 4 amendments were also on the ballot. Let's take a look. Amendment number 1 passes with 61% of the vote, and there is some confusion about when the legislature needs to hold a separate veto override session and when they can vote to reject the governor's vetoes. This promises to clear that up. Amendment 2 passes with 55% of the vote. This proposal repeals 6 special state funds that are no longer in use. Amendment 3 also passes with 53% of the vote. This allows a local government authority, such as a parish council or school board, to approve a property tax break for first responders. And Amendment 4, the only one, it failed to pass. 56% of the vote said no. It would have put strict parameters on when the legislature can dip into the Revenue Stabilization Fund. Voters saying they don't need those restrictions. Again, 56% saying no. Okay, well, the Caddo Parish Sheriff's race is too close to call. It can't get any thinner than this. The race between Henry Whitehorn and John Nicholson for Caddo Parish Sheriff came down to a single vote, with all precincts in the parish reporting, and we can't expect a recount of the votes. As you can imagine, it's likely every one of the 40,000 votes cast will be hand counted. Now, there were several state representative races on the ballot for East Baton Rouge Parish voters. District 18 includes Iberville, Point Coupee, West Baton Rouge, and West Feliciana parishes. The 2 top vote getters in each race earned a spot in tonight's election. Republican Jeremy Lacombe has 55% of the vote, and Tammy Fabre ended up with just 45% of the vote, so Lacombe winning that race. On to State Representative District 63, which is in East Baton Rouge Parish. Incumbent Barbara West Carpenter wanted to keep her current position, and the result is Carpenter got 64% of the vote. Shauna Banks only got 36% of the vote. Carpenter winning that race handily as well. The race for House District 65 began with a crowded field of 5 candidates, but in today's race, just 2 Republicans, Brandon Ivey and Lauren Ventrella. Ventrella won that race easily. She has 57% of the vote. Ivey had 43% of the vote. Republican Dixon McMakin begins his political career as a representative for District 68. He won that race with 57% of the vote. And Republican Barbara Freiberg wins the race for Louisiana House of Representatives. District 70 is in East Baton Rouge Parish. Freiberg get 65% of the vote. Well, Governor-elect Jeff Landry's administration continues to take shape. We'll have an update after the break. Stay with us.